Buenos días y bienvenidos a todos. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Welcome to a community dedicated to providing spiritual tools for living a happy and full life. My name is Karina Shearer, and I'm the spiritual director and founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta. If you would like to join us for the live Zoom meeting, please connect with me so that you can be given the password and the link, or you can check our website, www.cslpv.org. Today is Sunday, April 30th, 2023. And today is the celebration of all children here in Mexico. So we are continuing with our annual theme, which is Living Out Loud. Our topic for this month has been the power of vulnerability. And this week, our topic is power and possibility. So at this time, I'd like to truly welcome everyone, including those that are new to our teaching and to our center here in Puerto Vallarta. Whether you're watching the Zoom call live or watching a replay at a later time. We teach a philosophy here, and we honor all faiths, all traditions, all paths. So no matter what path you are on, know that it is the right one for you. And please note that we truly value and welcome each and every one of you. You are welcomed here, no matter what. And as I mentioned, we teach a philosophy called the Science of Mind. And it's a teaching based on new thought and ancient wisdom, offering spiritual tools and principles to promote personal growth. And we honor diversity in all aspects so that we can see and appreciate the great oneness that already exists everywhere and within everyone. When Dr. Ernest Holmes was asked to provide a concise definition of this teaching, he'd replied that it is a correlation of laws of science, opinions of philosophy, and revelations of religion applied to human needs and aspirations. So each week, we offer a service with an inspirational message. And we're meeting in person at noon on Sundays at Calle Venezuela, number 232 on the rooftop. And hang out with us after service for some great conversation with like-minded people. And if you would like to connect for a one-on-one connection for a spiritual mind treatment to assist you with your emotions or change or whatever you're experiencing in life or would like to experience more of, then contact me so that we can set up an appointment to do this together. And if you would like to commit to being a member of the Center for Spiritual Living Puerto Vallarta for this current year, because we renew our membership every year, and you must be a member in order to vote at our annual general meeting, which is coming up soon. And if you would like to be one of our board of trustees, please connect with me as well so that you can be given one of the application forms. I'd also like to remind you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. And if you're interested in learning more about the Science of Mind teaching, we'll be offering the course Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life online again coming up this next month. We'll also be starting our course Roots in English via Zoom and in person in Spanish starting tomorrow. So please connect with me if you would like to know more about these courses, or if you're interested in a workshop. We'll be having one coming up later this year, which is guaranteed to be very interesting. Or if there's another workshop or class or book study or workshop that you'd be interested in, then please connect with me so that we can set up those dates on our calendar as well. In the meantime, let's together review our purpose, vision, and mission statements as we do each week. So we have a grand purpose here, and that is to awaken and celebrate diversity and to love and serve our community. This is supported by our vision, which is creating the life you desire. And this is further supported by our mission to provide spiritual tools for personal growth and transformation. If you would like to know more about our purpose, vision, and mission statements, you can check those out on our website as well. So vulnerability. It becomes the gateway to power and possibility. It calls us to be who we are, and it creates space for others to do the same and hold on for the exciting adventure of transformation. So this month, we've been exploring the power of vulnerability. And we'll end with a focus on how we can harness this power of vulnerability in living a life that is full of possibility, a life that is lived out loud. Vulnerability invites us into that powerful experience of living authentically and the collective possibility for transformation that happens as a result. Embracing, not avoiding, vulnerability becomes a catalyst for connection, expansion, and evolution. It's through this that we begin to see the possibility for a radical cultural shift, one that prioritizes authenticity, connection, and belonging. So this is taken from our CSL Global Vision, where it states, we envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. We see a world in which every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively, we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. So this excerpt speaks to the collective power and possibility brought about by the practice of vulnerability. And through participation with the creative process, which Science Mind teaches, we are able to activate the creative nature of life itself. This activation opens the door to infinite possibilities, thus making possible evolution and transformation. What has always been done doesn't have to remain fixed in time. Instead, we are able to tap into that which is equivalent to what we can imagine or conceive. And the global vision calls us to expand our view of what is possible, recognizing the role that vulnerability plays in creating a world that works for everyone. So the other day, I had a lengthy conversation with a friend, and I shared about my experience learning how to allow others to take care of me while I've been laid up with a broken ankle. And I shared quite a bit about how I was feeling during this time. I was being open and vulnerable. And this allowed them to share stories about themselves that they claimed they've never told anyone else. I then had a conversation with another friend who shared with me a story of a friend of theirs that was sick enough that they required a liver transplant, but they weren't sick enough to rise to the top of the recipient list. Yet the longer they remained on the bottom of the list, the greater the risk of becoming too ill to even endure the surgery. So they prayed together for a donor liver to arrive, visualizing the right and perfect liver, their new liver, coming to them and having open arms, receiving it. The very next day, they received a call that they were next on the list and to come to the hospital right away for that life-saving procedure. They were both vulnerable and had the mental equivalent of having their desired results. Ernest Holmes said this: he said, everything in the universe is a unique individualization or expression of the one, which is the cause of all things. So authenticity is powerful. It's also plain and simple. A life lived out loud is made possible through showing up to life authentically. And vulnerability becomes the starting point of that authenticity, and it paves the way for us to stand in our creative power, both individually and collectively. We're then able to live from the awareness that we have the ability to change and transform. We're not stuck, but instead, we know that housed within us is the ability to bring everything we have to life. We are empowered to believe and know that through our own willingness to be vulnerable and authentic, we can then set off a chain reaction that permeates everything that crosses our path. Another friend had shared with me that they were feeling alone and they didn't have many friends, despite being so friendly to everyone they knew. I suggested that they reach out and connect with other people that had similar interests and common goals in life. Well, the next day, they sent me a message saying that 2 people had contacted them and suggested that they get together for a conversation over lunch. This is a quote from Mark Nepo. He said, "The sweetness of living comes to us when the very humanness we regret and try to hide, our seeming flaws and shameless secrets, are worked by time and nature into a honey all their own." So vulnerability creates a unique opportunity for the power of possibility to make itself known. It dissolves barriers, reduces the experience of disconnection, and opens the door for a greater awareness of the divine presence within all of us. This space of possibility breaks the mold of what has been and supports us in standing firmly in the space of what can be. It inspires us to open our awareness, to expand our view, and to activate our lives in ways that speak truth to our most authentic selves. Ernest Holmes said, "We are to view ourselves, each in the other, and behold God in all." So vulnerability lays the framework for all of us to reshape the societal narrative and to create space for conversation and transformation. Vulnerability becomes something that is embraced and honored rather than something to be avoided or diminished. The power of collective transformation is made possible through this seed of vulnerability. Through fostering vulnerability in our families, either of origin or choice, our communities, and our world, we bring to the surface the possibility of real and dynamic change. The possibility of transformation becomes more than just words of ideologies, but a reality through our own willingness to be vulnerable. Author Amy Poehler wrote this: "It is very hard to have ideas. It's very hard to put yourself out there. It's very hard to be vulnerable. But those people who do that are the dreamers, the thinkers, and the creators. They are the magic people of the world." So to be alive is to be vulnerable. To be in relationship is vulnerable. And to be in community is also to be vulnerable. Power, possibility, and transformation can only occur when we are willing to bring our wholeness to life, our authenticity. It becomes incumbent on ourselves and our communities to do this in ways that support our vision, to do so in ways that bring forth the reality of a world that works for everyone, and to create the life that you desire. Vulnerability is the bridge to that vision. It's the foundation on which we stand in full confidence, knowing that our own vulnerability serves as an integral part of actualizing that which we seek. And I'll leave you with this quote from Desmond Tutu. He said, "My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together." And this leads us to our affirmation for the week. I step into the power and possibility that vulnerability brings. And so now it's time for our mindfully giving and our financial support of our spiritual home, where we are spiritually fed. We rely on your support to continue our center here in Puerto Vallarta so that we can continue offering this powerful teaching of the science of mind. And we bless the financial gifts that you give today. Every donation is appreciated, whether it's $5 or $50. Your contributions are circulated with our tithing to our greater organization, which reaches out globally as well as locally. And we also tithe to a local women's shelter here to assist women and children that have left an abusive home, and allows them the opportunity to become grateful for the assistance to become productive and successful members of our community. Donations can be made using either PayPal or Tithely through our website, www.cslpv.org. You'll find the donate buttons on both the landing page as well as on the page where you will see the replay for these Sunday talks. Alternatively, if you still like to write out a paper check, you can do so by mailing it to CSLPV number 403, 2125 Birch Road, Kelowna, BC, V1Y 8N1. And now, if you'd like to join me in our offertory affirmations. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I do give eternal thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. So thank you for coming and sharing this time together. And let's continue with practicing peace. We can each be a force for peace and nonviolence. Our words and our actions create ripples of peace all around us and beyond. Peaceful living includes acting with compassion, kindness, and consideration. And it also includes standing up against injustice. May peace and love be with you. Peace and blessings to all. Namaste.